66 billion years ago, everything changed. A big asteroid crashed into Earth, set the planet on fire, and wiped out the dinosaurs. That one moment of bad luck cleared the way for mammals and eventually humans to rise. But let's imagine a different story. What if that asteroid had missed or hit somewhere less harmful? Would dinosaurs still be ruling the earth today? And if they were, how would our story look? Let's find out. The asteroid did not just land everywhere. It hit the worst possible spot. It smashed into a seabed full of sulfur and oil, releasing smoke and gases that cover the planet in darkness. That's what wiped out the dinosaur. If it had fallen in the middle of the Pacific, things might have different. No burning oil deposit, no global firestorm. Yes, there would have been big waves, but dinosaurs they still be walking, and our entire evolutionary timeline would be rewritten. Let's imagine the asteroid lands harmlessly in an empty desert. Suddenly, the world skips the great extinction event. Dinosaurs remain the kings of the earth. The age of mammals, the rise of pyramids, elephants, wolves, eventually humans might have been delayed by tens of millions of years. Small mammals would live in the shadow, constantly hunted, unable to thrive. Civilization as we know it might never come to be. But even in this alternate timeline, dinosaurs would not have had a free pass forever. The planet climate shifted over millennia. The ice age arrived. How would reptile, cold-blooded creatures have adapted? Some large reptiles may not have survived the freezing cold, but smaller, feathered species similar to raptors or early birds could have done well. Instead of tigers and bears filling the tundra, imagine pack of snow-adapted feathered raptors hunting across icy plains. Now here, where things get thrilling. Let's say humans do eventually evolve. Millions of years later, they find themselves sharing the planet with dinosaurs. Survival would be very different. Early humans would not just worry about lions and bears. They need defense against creatures bigger, faster, and more dangerous. Entire villages might have been designed like mini forts, surrounded by walls to keep the creature out. Hunting would be dangerous but also rewarding. Could humans have learned to coexist? Maybe even raid some the way we turn wolves into dogs. Fast forward thousands of years, civilization formed. We unlock farming, cities, trade, and alongside oxen, horses, dinosaurs would have become nature ladders used to pick fruit from the tallest trees. Villages might even use heavy armed dinosaur as a living tank, guarding gates against intruders. Humans and dinosaurs side by side shaping history together. But it would not all the peaceful. The ocean would be ruled by terrifying creatures which is larger than modern. Imagine explorers building reinforced metal vessels centuries earlier than in our history just to cross dangerous sea and the sky. Huge flying reptiles would have been a serious problem for early pilots. We might have had to invent a new way to scare them off before flighting could ever take off. If dinosaurs survive into modern times, today wildlife would look completely different. Lions, tigers, and wolves might never have become top hunters. Instead, fast mutating dinosaur would stalk forest. Spiky plant eaters might fight rhinos for land, and even poisonous dinosaur could rule the jungles. Wildlife parks would be designed not for elephants or pandas, but for balancing massive reptile populations. Now, here is a fun thought. Pets. Not all dinosaurs would be dangerous. Some smaller species could have been raised as pets, like colorful feathered dinosaur kept at home. Imagine walking one through the park like a dog, but the clever fast hunter way too risky. You might raise one, but could ever really trust it? Here is a really big question. If dinosaurs had millions more years to evolve, could they have developed brains as smart as ours? Could Earth have become a dual civilization planet, human on one side, highly evolved reptiles on the other side? Scientists point to birds, the descendant of dinosaurs with surprising intelligence. Crow solving puzzles, parrot mimic speech. If some dinosaur species had followed a similar trajectory, history might have had not just one dominant intelligent species, but two. Of course, dinosaurs did survive, but in another form. When you see a chicken or penguin picking crumbs at your feet, you are looking at the distant relatives of creatures, one capable of shaking the earth with a single step. In fact, scientists In fact, scientists are now experimenting with genetics, trying to unlock dormant DNA inside modern birds. Could human curiosity and technology bring dinosaur back? Will we see real dinosaur by 2000? Maybe, but then again, do we really want to? So what if dinosaur never went extinct? Maybe they still rule the planet, reshaping evolution and history. But in our reality, they live on only in fossils and in the birds outside our windows. What about you? Would you want to share the world with dinosaur, or was the asteroid mean to clear the way for us? Drop your thought in the comments and hit the subscribe button for more wild what if journey.